Page 186, Singing in the Rain. It's 2 pages long. Treble and bass clef, 4/4 time. We got 1 sharp in the key signature. We're either in G major or E minor. Well, look at the end. Last couple measures. Sounds G major to me. I'm going to go with that. Make sure you can do the scale, the G major scale and the E minor scale, both though. This has some challenges to it. As far as fingering goes, I will make some suggestions. Rhythm shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's been straightforward. You're here, and the 4th finger here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Then lift up. I don't like doing that, but it's a new phrase. We'll go ahead and do it. 1 and then thumb. And lift, it's an octave. Now this doesn't work here in the first major, second line. Here and the 2nd finger, because it's got to be connected. So what I'm suggesting is a finger substitution. Play it with the 4th finger and then immediately put your thumb on it. While you're holding it down, put the thumb on it. This way you're in position for 2nd finger. So it's 1 and do it immediately. 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3. And 2 and 3. It's alright, we'll just do it this way. 2, 3, same notes, just different rhythms each time. So make sure you got the rhythm right. Let's go down to the last line on page 186. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Now I would suggest here at the last measure, rather than going here, and the last one, put 2nd finger here. That way we don't have to keep using the thumb. I don't like that. So here, and then you're doing all that again. Page 187, do a 4 and a thumb substitute. And next, 2 measures later, same thing. Different rhythm. Watch out. This is the first line of page 87. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. See, it's different rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3. And each time I'm getting this, I'm going to go ahead and do the finger substitution. If I'm going to go every time. 3rd line down. You're here. 1 and 2, 3. Now here, I do a crossover into a 2-1. Here, 'cause again, it's just using repeated notes to change hand positions. I just don't want to have to go here. Technically, they should be connected. They should be legato. The phrasing, I don't agree with the phrasing. If you read the words, I'll walk down the lane with a happy turn, you know, it's all connected. So I would connect it in music too. Here, and then crossover 2-1. And watch the rhythm because it changes. Now here there's a last measure there's a comma after, you can lift up. And if you don't want to go to the last line, you can do a 5/4 if you don't want to use the same finger, but that's up to you and your teacher. There, watch the rhythm, last line on page 187. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. It's on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3. We've had this kind of rhythm before. It's just tricky. Take out that tie in the 2nd measure and play all those notes. This is what it is, but then you just hang on to the note. That's all. Left hand broken chords here, which is fine because you got enough to think about in the right hand. The chord changes occasionally, you have to watch out, so just follow the chord. You can do that, big deal. Bottom of page 187, your whole note, and then here, and then here, and that's 1 and 2, and the 2nd finger, you lift up. It's okay. You can also, if your hand's big enough, use 4, 1 here. I like to connect them. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'd use 4. You can 5 if you want. It's just 4 from 4 to 1 is easier than 5 to 1. is all. You decide. I just don't like having to come down here. They're pedaling it, and if you want to connect it, and if you can't connect it with hands, you got to use the pedal. Well, but if you change this fingering to 4/1, you don't need to pedal it. Then the hands just, again, these are together. Well, that's all we want to do is try and get the hands to work together. Just make sure your rhythm is correct. Double check the rhythm in the right hand. If you keep steady beats in the left hand, yeah, that's fine. Now, on passages like on page 186, third line down, here, and then going on, if you want to connect those, because if you read the words, it's all connected. We do another finger substitution. After you play it, put second finger on it, and that way you can do it. You can connect it. So anytime you need to do, I do a lot of finger substitutions. Some people don't like them, they avoid them. Other people do them a lot, like me, I do them quite a bit. I think they're kind of fun. But at the end of the line, you have a comma after above. There you can lift up. You have a little silence. You don't need to do a finger substitution. You can if you want to, but you should probably still lift up. Speaking of lifting up, that's the phrasing. This left hand, just connect it for now. Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. I'd connect this. Just lift up in the right hand. The left hand, because they don't give you anything. They don't tell you connect or don't connect or nothing. You actually have a choice. So after you get to know it and you get into it and you start feeling it, experiment with maybe disconnecting the left hand. Sometimes you can maybe, you can do that. More like rain. So experiment. Maybe not all the time. Maybe just some of the time. Or maybe I can connect the first two notes. That's a little trickier, trying to keep two different articulations going at the same time, but it's good practice. So maybe for part of it you do it one way, and for other parts you do it another way. Otherwise it might sound repetitious. The thing that saves it is the rhythm keeps changing. That way it's not exactly so repetitious. It is still repetitious. So you can play around and use your imagination on this articulation. And then finally the dynamics. That's to the melody. Whatever you think loud is. Moderately loud. Keep the left hand in the background. And I don't see any other dynamics in here. Well, isn't that nice? First off, the dynamic they're giving here is a suggestion. This is a happy piece. So be happy and whatever. But get to know the piece, and you get a little louder and softer as you feel it. You don't play the whole thing at exactly the same level. Ugh. Now at the end of bottom page 187, there's a retardando. You're going to slow down a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the odd tempo means take off again. 1, 2, 3. And so in staccato, both hands come up there. Come up together. Now again, we can play this in a swing style. That's long short, like we did the last one. 1 and 2 and 3 for the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 and 3, all the way through. Just feel that. There's no notation for it, you just feel it. As far as the speed goes, well, it's in the middle somewhere. It's not fast or slow, it's just happy. Well, moderately happy, I guess. think I kind of like it better with a bouncing left hand. Kind of a lighter feel to it with the bouncing, more like raindrops. I think in the play with me, just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to go ahead and separate the left hand. So let's just see how that works. Actually, what I can do, I guess, is on page 186, I'll separate the left hand, and on page 187, I'll connect it, so you can hear both ways. I'd like to play this with you slowly. Let's just double check all the notes and rhythms and things. I am going to swing the eighth notes. I'm not going to do any dynamics of any kind. So let's try and give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, and go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and 3. And 3, 2, 3, 4.